The power of one decision. There comes a moment in everyone's life, a single, quiet, almost invisible moment when everything can change. Not because of luck, not because of some miracle, but because of one powerful choice, one decision. We often underestimate how much power a single decision holds. We think change requires years, resources, or some grand event. But in truth, the biggest transformations in life begin with something as small and simple as deciding, I will not live like this anymore. That single sentence, that inner choice, can start a chain reaction that completely reshapes your destiny. The moment everything changes. Think about it. Every great story, every success, every revolution began with one decision. Steve Jobs decided to drop out of college, not because he was lazy, but because he believed he could learn more by following his curiosity. Nelson Mandela decided he would no longer accept injustice, even if it meant losing his freedom. J.K. Rowling decided to write her story even when she had nothing but a dream and a pen. And you, right now, have that same power inside you. The world doesn't change when you feel ready. The world changes when you decide. Decision versus desire. There's a big difference between wanting something and deciding to have it. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to be happy, fit, confident, rich, respected. But very few people actually decide to make it happen. A desire is just a wish. It disappears when life gets tough. But a decision, a real decision, it changes the way you think, act, and move. It cuts off every other option. When you truly decide, there is no plan B. When you decide, your mind starts to find a way. When you decide, the universe starts moving with you. The word decision actually comes from the Latin decidere, meaning to cut off. When you make a decision, you cut off all other possibilities and focus your energy on one clear path. That's why one strong decision can move mountains that years of hesitation never could. Your life is a result of your decisions, every single thing in your life today. Your job, your habits, your relationships, your happiness is the result of decisions you made in the past. You decided how to spend your time. You decided who to keep around. You decided what to believe about yourself. The good news, if your past decisions built your present, your next decision can build your future. You can decide to start over. You can decide to let go of fear. You can decide to chase your dream even if no one else believes in it. Because every new beginning starts with a decision to leave the old behind. The decision that defines you. There's always that one moment, that turning point, where you choose who you are going to be. Maybe it's the moment you're tired of being overlooked. Maybe it's the night you cry, realizing something has to change. Maybe it's the morning you look in the mirror and whisper, I deserve better. That's not weakness, that's power. Because right there, in that vulnerable moment, you are making a decision, not to quit, but to rise. History remembers people who decided. Martin Luther King Jr. decided to dream when others were afraid. Elon Musk decided to take risks when everyone called him crazy. Malala Yousafzai decided to speak when the world told her to stay silent. And each of them changed the world because of one decision. So ask yourself, what's the one decision you've been avoiding? The one that could unlock your true potential. Maybe it's forgiving someone. Maybe it's starting that business. Maybe it's walking away from a toxic habit, relationship, or belief. Whatever it is, that's your moment of power. Your mind will fight you. The moment you make a bold decision, fear will rise. Doubt will whisper, what if you fail? But here's the truth. The pain of regret is far heavier than the pain of discipline. When you decide to act, you'll feel fear. That's natural. But fear only means you're stepping into something that matters. Most people wait their whole lives for courage, not realizing courage only comes after you decide, not before. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to keep moving despite it. One decision, one life. Let me tell you a short story. There was a young man who worked in a small shop. Every day he would dream of becoming an artist, but he kept telling himself, maybe next year. One night, after another long day of work, he sat on the floor holding his old sketchbook, and he thought, what if I just decide today? He didn't have money, he didn't have connections, but he had a decision. He started drawing every night. A few months later, he posted his work online. Slowly, people began to notice. That one decision, to start, changed his entire life. He became an artist, not because he was lucky, but because he decided to begin. That's the truth. Your life can change completely in one day, the day you decide it's going to. The ripple effect of one choice, one decision, doesn't just change your life, it changes the lives of everyone around you. When you decide to improve yourself, your family feels it. When you decide to be kind, someone's entire day brightens. When you decide to believe in yourself, you give others permission to do the same. The power of one decision can spread like light in a dark room. It starts small, but soon it touches everything. Decide daily. Big transformations come from small, consistent decisions. Decide to wake up earlier. Decide to stop comparing yourself. Decide to give 100% even when no one's watching. Decide to be grateful, even when life isn't easy. Every small decision builds momentum, and soon you realize the person you always wanted to become was created by these little choices you made every single day. That's the secret to greatness. Not one giant leap, but one strong decision repeated 1,000 times. You are one decision away. You're one decision away from a better life. One decision away from peace. One decision away from confidence. One decision away from your dream. The question is, will you decide today? Will you decide to stop waiting for permission? Will you decide to stop doubting yourself? Will you decide to take action, no matter how small? Because every success story you admire started with someone who said, enough, I'm changing this now. The most dangerous words in the world are someday and maybe. Someday never comes. Maybe never happens. But today, I decide. That changes everything. The power within you. You don't need to wait for a new year, a perfect plan, or someone else's approval. You already have the power you're searching for. It's in your ability to decide. You were not born to live on autopilot. You were born to create, to grow, to evolve. But it all starts the moment you make up your mind. The moment you stop saying, I wish, and start saying, I will. The moment you stop asking, can I, and start saying, I must. The moment you stop overthinking and just decide. Final message. If you remember nothing else from this speech, remember this. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is only one decision wide. Decide to take the first step. Decide to believe in yourself even when no one else does. Decide to keep going no matter how many times you fall. One decision made with faith, courage, and commitment can rewrite your entire story. So today, make that decision. Stand tall. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, this is it. This is the moment I take control of my life. Because you are one decision away from a completely different future. And that decision is in your hands. The power of one decision. Your story starts now.